Oh hey, BattleCast here, with an unboxing video for the Spined Thresher unit expansion for the Runewars miniatures game. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the BattleCast. It's been a while since we've done an unboxing video, but I have for you the Spined Thresher unit expansion for the Runewars miniatures game. Big shout out to Fantasy Flight Games for sending me this copy, which was awesome. So right off the bat, and I don't know if you guys care about this, but I kind of do. I don't know why. It's nerd stuff, I guess, but these puppies are thick. These boxes are thick. I don't know if you remember, but the Runewars, I don't know, unit expansions used to come in these like flimsy rectangular boxes, and these guys are like thicker cardboard. They're kind of more of like a square shape. And one thing I've noticed, which is also kind of cool, is I'll just pull in another one here, is like this thing's got some girth to it. So not only is it like slightly larger, it's also like decently thicker. I mean, this Spined Thresher unit is packing some heat. So anyway, I just thought I'd point that out because I love me a good box. So let's get into it. I'm going to lay all this stuff out. Oh yeah. I mean, like, it's just so thick. Anyway, enough about that. THICC. And in the box, you can see they don't have that like weird, like zigzaggy cardboard that gave the box density. They have like their own. It's dense. Like this, you could like use this box for a gift or something. That's the kind of quality box it is. Jesus, what am I even talking about? Anyway, here we go. I guess before I get into that, I'll just mention. Let's see what we get in here. Contents: 2 plastic figures, movement trays, command tools, unit cards, 8 upgrade cards, and assorted tokens. Unleash the horrors of the Darklands. So these things are very crab-like, as it turns out. I didn't want to go there when I first looked at them. I was like, maybe they don't want them to be crabs, but they do have a upgrade card that suggests they're very crab-like. The hidden crevasses of the rude Darklands have spewed forth countless monstrosities over the ages, but few are as horrifyingly alien as the Spined Thresher. They creep forward with hulking, chitinous forms as the many maws upon their extremities snap and bite. Though they rend with claws and crush with terrible strength, their true threat lies in the quaking terror they sow among the troops who stand before them. Fair enough, I don't blame you. If the more orifices people have, the more frightened I get, basically. Anyway, let's get into it. Cool. Very good. Alrighty, so up before me is the contents of the box. Let's start off with the old assembly. So, pretty standard. I'm not sure if these fellas have a new pose. They might. This big slashing guy might be new. I'll do a comparison here. I'll give you a nice shot of the assembled figures. So, I mean, geez, let's do a lore summary here. So, lore summary here. Basically, the Spined Threshers. That's what we're going to say that's called. They just eat everything. They just eat a lot of stuff. Lots of eating from those guys. If you like the lore, definitely go ahead and check it out, but I'm not too crazy about it. Let's see what we got here. Just our standard tokens. Let's take a look firstly at the models themselves. So they each come in their own bag, which is kind of nice. Assembly time. I remember when FFG was saying they were going to do push fit models, and everyone was like, oh man, like push fit's so lame, like gluing's so much cooler, like Warhammer, you know. And then, what do you know? Warhammer Games Workshop starts pumping out the push-to-fit models, and now everyone's like, oh man, push-to-fit's so cool. That goes together pretty nice, actually. And these figures are just totally gnarly. If you have a friend who's like, oh man, I really want to play the Uthuk because their figures are so beautiful, get them help. A Spined Thresher. I'll do a closer look, but that went together quickly, and I kind of think you're better looking than the other ones, the ones that came in the initial ones. The ones that came in the army expansion. This guy looks pretty fantastic. Jeez Louise. Nice work. I'll put him over here. I'll do the other one after, but I mean, that one went together quite nicely.
So you can see that the Spined Threshers are pretty solid models. Some mold lines up on the shoulders, and sometimes their legs don't really push together quite as well. You can see the arms and the legs. You really got to hammer them in there, or you have to kind of chisel them out so they fit a bit better. You can see a mold line up on the tail and on the shoulders as well. But overall, I mean, they're pretty solid. I mean, there's so much plastic on these models. Yeah, they're pretty excellent. Great detail on the teeth and everything. Really enjoy these. One of the best models, I think, out of the whole bunch, for sure. Really iconic.
Next thing I'm going to talk about here is let's go through these cards. So obviously, you're going to get your standard formation, and you get two, which is probably why they charge you a little bit more, I guess. But you know, these guys can be run individually. Now we know what these guys do. We've taken a look at them in the Uthuk army unboxing, but they're siege units, and these guys are tough. I mean, I had one of these fellas almost kill Carry in a one-on-one duel, and that's because they get brutal. But also, if the defender has a panic token, you can re-roll a dice. So normally these fellas can't re-roll because they're just one tray deep. But I mean, they're rolling 2 red dice, and with a re-roll, like, you're pretty much guaranteed 2 hits, which is already going to be 4 damage. But if you can get the miracle 4 hits, I mean, this guy can just crush you with 8 damage, which is great. He also puts panic on people when they're in range of his stable tokens. They come in with 10 health, or rather 10 collective damage absorption, which is really powerful. What's cool about owning this expansion is with a 2 set, you can, or rather with a 4 set, that is to say the Uthuk expansion, the army expansion, and one of these guys, plus the champion slot, which can be Ravos, you technically can have Ravos as a champion because you only need 3 Spined Threshers, and then Ravos, of course, makes the 4th slot. So you can have that slot now, which is interesting. I'm not sure how I feel about Ravos being in the, like, as his figure upgrade. But, you know, I think he just adds, like, a precision and some weird army effect. We'll have to look into it. But anyway, these are their formations. 18 points, so they're the most expensive single, like, siege, I think. I think they are more expensive. I'll double check. I'll flash them up on the screen here or something. So we get these cards here, which are great, but these are where things get really exciting here, is the old upgrade cards. Let's take a look. Serrated Spine. Gain lethal based on the stable for this attack. 4 points, takes up an armor slot. Let's see where they get an armor slot. Aha, now this is the kicker, ladies and gentlemen. You always get a little excited. These guys can only use their armor slot with 6 models. Holy shit. So if you're wanting to spend 72 plus the 4 here, you can have this upgrade. So wowza. Gain lethal, so they get for sure lethal 1. They could have lethal 2. There's always a blue rune. There could be 2 blue. I mean, this is a great card, but like, given the fact that you need to have 6 of these puppies, it's going to be unplayable for me. A wind rune in the flesh. This guy is worth quite a bit. And he'll definitely be worth picking up because of those Viper Legion archers that are coming out. So these cards are bigger. Are these cards are bigger, aren't they? I gotta double check. They are bigger. Holy shit. I'm not even crazy. Look at this. Look at the size difference in these upgrades. When did this happen? I can't believe that this is a thing. Look how big these upgrades are. Oh my god. Wow, so big in my hand. I like it. I like it a lot. Why not, right? Just get away from these gimmicky small cards, in my opinion. Very cool. Okay, totally an aside. Next upgrade here, Scuttling Horror. Now this is the one I've heard some talk about. Spined Thresher only. This is the feather upgrade. So as we can see, feather upgrade, unique. They can have it at a 2 unit. So you can for sure run this just based off of this purchase alone, which I like. It says, after each command phase, you may perform a speed 1 shift sideways, even if this card is exhausted. However, during a melee attack, you can exhaust this card to cause the defender to receive a stun token. I mean, like, what's not to like? So, immobilization cancels your mobility. A stun token cancels your secondary action modifier. So we're talking about a charge. We're talking about a shift or a rally or whatever. It's the secondary dial. So this is quite good. And what is sideways, you might ask? Well, let me demonstrate to you. The Thresher is facing forward, sideways. Okay? None of this whole like, well, what does sideways really mean? We know what it means. It's a crab. He's a scuttling crab. So this is a great card. 3 points. I mean, why wouldn't you? And the thing that's cool about it is that, like, I don't know, there's not really many slots for the unique slot. You know, there's not much competition, I don't think. So I think that Scuttling Horror is going to be good. And moving laterally can be quite tricky. You know, can really set you up for some nice charges. And these guys move surprisingly far as it is. We'll get into that when we look at the dial. I can't get over these massive cards. That's mind-blowing. Devouring Maw, unique slot. You may remove melee attack. You may remove 1 wound. Huh. That is quite good. Every melee attack, you can remove a wound. They can have 5 melee attack. When you think about it, because they have 2 armor, removing a wound token is like healing yourself 2 effective damage. So that's pretty good. I mean, how much are these guys going to be melee attacking? Yeah, that's really cool card. Really like that as well. Here we are. Frontline Spined Thresher. If the defender has a panic token, you may reroll 1 dice. Brutal 1. So we're talking about, let's take a look here. Let me see if I can find our Berserker card. So with the Berserkers here, in a 9 block, this puppy, the Frontline Spine Thresher, is essentially giving them 2.5 trays worth with the 10 health for 7 points. That seems okay. Because, let's see, 9 trays, 9 times 5 is 45. Yeah, I think that actually nets out to be a bit better. And you get Brutal 1. It's kind of, so let me see here. The Frontline Carrion Lancer is a 5-point upgrade for 9 effective health. And the Rune Golem, I think, is 8 effective health. Not sure how much. And it gives you Brutal 1 to 2. So this is kind of like a middle of the road. 7 points is, I guess, technically on the more expensive side. But still, I mean, that's a very cool, very good upgrade card. The Frontline Spined Thresher. Frontline Spine Thresher. Oh, wow, you get 2 of them. That's nice. Support the Spine Thresher. Here we go. 4 points. After your activation, each enemy at range 1 to unstable with a panic token receives a panic token. Steadfast to Fear. So here you get your HP bonus, but for 4 points. Now that's a huge value. And I believe the support Spine Thresher doesn't have to be in the front. Yeah, I think it can be anywhere. So that's pretty good. I wonder if I would run this thing. I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, the Brutal is just so good. And you get to re-roll an extra dice. I mean, with that 9 block, you're re-rolling 4 dice, or 4 times. I guess technically 3 times with 1 dice. So anyway, good card here. And then back to the Serrated Spine. So those are all the upgrade cards. Those are actually pretty damn good, honestly. Some of them, you know, some of them in some of the expansions are not great. The fact that you get like a Wind Rune as well is pretty awesome. Now we already know the dials, and we'll just talk about them briefly. But the main thing is these puppies are quick. You know, they can move 3 at initiative 5, which is quite fast. They can add in a white modifier to move 4 at initiative 5, which is extremely quickly. They can add an extra hit and a panic with their melee attack at initiative 4, which is pretty good. Haven't seen any compelling skills so far with them, so I'm not sure what you'd use the skill for. But they're like pretty quick, and with their scuttling, I mean, what's not to like? They can horizontally move now to kind of help them position better for flanks and whatnot. These guys are really solid. These are among my favorite units for any of the Runewars game. I mean, they're really solid. I think just like 1v1, with the exception of, you know, the Carrion Lancers, if you get lucky with Blight support. These guys, I think 1-to-1 will win in a battle against any of the other supports. So Spined Threshers are pretty dope. That's going to be it though. I mean, that's looked at everything. We got our bases, we got our little whatever. This is what you get. This is pretty good, and a nice big firm square box. But the Wind Rune addition is just really nice. I mean, you need your Wind Rune. You need it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. A big thank you to FFG for sending this stuff out. I'm going to do some more videos on the other guys, and we'll definitely be having some Uthuk in the next Runewars gameplay, which shouldn't be too long. So I'll see you again very soon. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please consider supporting the channel by liking the video, leaving a comment below, or even subscribing to the channel. Until next video, I'll see you then. Thank you.